But
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
morning, everyone. Housekeeping note, this meeting is being recorded. Let's start with introductions. We'll start with Calvin Side since Marilyn is.
Calvin Moore, IT Director.
Emily Anders, Office Administrator.
Pat Stroud, Elk County Chief Clerk.
Morning, Matt Biesenberry, Commissioner.
Fritz Lecker, Commissioner.
Ricky Bauer, Commissioner. Rick Brown, Attorney.
Matt Fry, Deputy Treasurer.
Marilyn Suco, the Courier Express and the Daily Press.
Thank you. We have this is a regular meeting of the Elk County Retirement Board. Got an agenda in front of us. Any comments, changes? Otherwise, look for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
So moved. I'll second that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. We have minutes of the July 24th, 2025 retirement board meeting. Any questions, comments, or changes on those minutes? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to approve those minutes as presented. I'll make that motion. We'll look for a second.
Second.
We have a first and 2 seconds, so you can pick.
Take a minute.
Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Melody, Commissioners for Slecker, Matt Biesenberry, Greg Bauer, Treasurer Matt Fry, and Chief Clerk Patrick E. Stroud comprise members of the retirement board. Fritz Slecker serves as chair, as she is chair for the county commissioners. Presentations, we have our chief clerk here today to give us a retirement plan performance review. Oh,
It's here. Oh. Thank you. You got many copies.
Thank you.
So 2025 was another very good year for the plan. We had a rough start in the spring of 25, and then sort of took off pretty well after that. So our plan ended 2025 at 35 million plus, up nearly 4.5 million from 24, and then up 3 from 23. So we've done very well in a market that has done very well. We continue to be what I would call in a neutral position, so we're balanced, and our neutral position is a 60-40 mix, so it's 60% equity, which includes about 5% international in our case to diversify, and then 40% between fixed income and cash. So we're not taking undue risk by any stretch. We're just participating in a very good market. In terms of average weighted return, 2025 in our regular portfolio, 16.22, and we've actually got two portfolios. One is a short term, so individually it's 6.22 and then 6.5 for the fixed and the short term duration. And when we measure average rate of return, these are and the amounts here, these are all after the county has put their money in, all of our interest and dividends, plus all of the pension payments that have been made and the plan withdrawals. So there's a lot of moving parts there. But taking out all the fees of the plan and so forth, we're still up 16.22% in our portfolio, which was the amount of risk that we're taking, which is low, doing very well. In terms of participants, 283 participants at year end. We had 270 last year. get into some of why this matters down below. We have 115 active pensioners, 30 folks that are vested, they're just not of retirement age. And we've got 138 active employees participating in the plan. Our ADC, our actuarial determined contribution, which is the money needed, it's the amount to plug the hole. So it's the amount that the county needs to put in to make the retirement plan actuarially sound. Last year was 600,000. This year it's estimated at 630,000. We won't know the actual number till they do their final actuarial reports, which should be sometime in May. In terms of financial health of the plan, I would call it, again, very good. At 90.6, it's slightly down. It seems kind of counterintuitive that the funding status would go down from 91.3, but it's a result of many different things, because we've got 115 pensioners now, and we had 104 in 2024. So we've got more people drawing. So the load on the cash flow coming out of the fund gets a little greater. So it just causes your funding status to go down, which, if that trend would continue, our ADC would creep up. So in terms of where does that put us on the chart? 80% is pretty much the line where they would determine anything below 80 would be considered pretty much unhealthy. 100% is fully, what's called fully funded. Very, very few plans are in fully funded status. You want to aim for the 90%, high 80s, 90. They consider anything over 80 and somewhere, just short of 90 to be above average. And just for comparison, the average state plan is about 78% funded. So, if you're underfunded, there's a few ways to cure it. You either got to put more money in, you got to earn a higher rate of return, or you got to cut benefits. So ours is usually handled by we do the best we can on a return. We're not going to decrease benefits, so we handle it by funding our ADC. And 630 is what's budgeted for the ADC to go in, and we normally pay that. So that's sort of the wrap up on performance. It's kind of easier to look at a sheet, give you a snapshot of where you're at. I'll take questions.
Thank you, Pat. So is county allowed to decrease benefits?
Well, there's a lot governed, yeah, the county pension law governs how that works. I don't know in what circumstances you could. I mean, if you were totally underfunded, you'd
Right.
probably have ERISA chasing you around in order to get the plan. It'd be highly unusual.
Highly
Yeah, that's not really within our control, but it is, I guess, possible.
I'd like to point out that Mr. Straub is in addition to a chief clerk, he is a certified financial guru, and he has thoroughly reviewed and investigated our retirement plan and our options. And he has brought many suggestions, his recommendations to the Board of Commissioners for discussion. So I feel we have highly unusual, terrific hands-on, eyes-on with Pat. So thank you, Pat. We appreciate that.
Well, the market's been making us all look good.
We'll take it.
It goes up and it goes down. But and again, given the amount of risk that we're taking, which I would consider as low to moderate, we're doing very well.
Yeah.
Pat acts as our interpreter, in my opinion. So we have a portfolio manager who's responsible for figuring out what shares of what get bought and sold and all that kind of thing. But to me, I need somebody on the other side who's going to review and understand that and make recommendations and determine whether or not we're on sound footing. And so that's really the benefit I think that we've had in my experience, probably the best, as far as understanding and helping us to make informed decisions. The other thing I'll say to this with the county pension law, as you're probably aware, county employees have the option of retiring at age 55. And be fully, receive full pension at age 55 and 20 years. You're superannuated, so, you know,
Or
that,
60, yeah.
or age 6, so the, you know, the older I get, the younger 55 seems. So unfortunately, in some cases, it's good for the employees, it's a benefit for them to be sure that they can get out with a full pension. A defined pension, you know, that they're gonna get, but at age 55, you know, we're losing employees, and so that's adding to the number. They're living longer, which is also a good thing, but it does make the plan more expensive on a dollars and cents, you know, standpoint, from a dollar cent standpoint, so, and there's nothing we can do about that, it's just the way the law is, so. So we look good, but we're fighting an up, you know, it's an upstream kind of thing where you're constantly fighting against that current.
Yeah, there's been talk to change some of those age limits, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Require legislation.
Yeah.
That's the simple.
Thank you. Very helpful. Okay, no old business, under new business, new business number 1. Recommend maintain County of Elk election as a 1/80th benefit class county, which mandates a pre-tax employee contribution rate of 7% by a payroll deduction or a 414H pickup into the retirement plan for 2026. Optional after-tax contributions are also permitted up to 10% of eligible compensation. Again, this is a recommendation. I don't claim to understand much of it.
That was elected long ago. Some of these aren't action items, they're just reaffirming the decisions that the board has previously made. And none of them are recommending a change in the way we handle it, so it's just a reaffirmation in most instances. So yeah, we picked up 1/80th back in 1984 is when we moved to that. And that mandates the 7% comes out of the 1/80th. So as you go to 1/90th or 1/100th, the amount that both of the employee and the county need to put in go down as you go up in class. You know, the lower the fraction, but for some reason, and most counties are 1/80th. So we're pretty much where all the others are today.
Do you understand that, Marilyn?
You kidding me?
I know.
I would have
So
said
it
yes,
was,
but you
it
know,
was
budget.
selected a long time ago when our solicitor was only 2 years old. And we've had discussions about changing it over the years, so we every now and then we do look at that and have a big discussion with Pat and with our advisors. So do we need to vote to reaffirm this, Pat? Rick?
I would just.
Okay, so I look for a motion to reaffirm new business number 1. Our election as a 1/80th benefit class county.
So moved.
Thank you. We have a motion, have a second. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries. Thank you. New business number 2, our county plan contribution necessary to meet the actuarial determined contribution or ADC annually as projected by the actuary is estimated at $630,000 for plan year 2026. So this is our promise to make that payment to meet the ADC. So I'd look for a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second.
A motion second. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye. My motion carries. New business number 3, the rate of interest credited on balances in the plan at 5.5% for 2026.
And our choice is from 4.0% to 5.5. You could work within that range. And we have, for as many years I know of, we've been paying the maximum. We've been crediting employee accounts at the maximum rate, which can be credited in that small window of 4% to 5.5%.
And we are fortunate to be able to continue to do that. So I'd look for a motion to continue that.
So moved.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. New business number 4, rate of interest credited to first year and last year member contributions in the plan at 2.75% for 2026. Pro rata calculation of number of days in the plan. This is another very confusing point.
That's basically, since our rate our established rate is 5.5%. We assume that any money that's going in, if you get in or out during that year, we assume that you put it in on June 30th in the middle of the year. So you're getting half credit interest regardless of what day it is. And then it's prorated for at that rate for the number of days you were in. Kind of complicated, but it's fair, and it's fair to everyone in and out. So then you know the rules up front, so you don't have to do a highly rigid calculation. It's more generic, but it works for all.
Thank you. So no change there either.
No.
Motion to reaffirm that
I'll move.
calculation. Motion.
Yeah.
And second, thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carried. Thank you. New business number 5, our actuarial, custodial, trustee, and investment management fees for 2026 to be paid by the plan. Again, this is something that's long been normal practice. So look for a motion to reaffirm this action.
Second.
Motion second, thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. New business number 6, Gabriel Roeder Smith and Company, or GRS, actuarial service fees for 2026 of $1,461 per month. This is unchanged.
Change confirmed is unchanged. I don't know if we maybe try to make some points or what, but we'll take it, yeah. It's the first time it normally will go up 3%.
Prove it what the board does. Promotion.
I'll move.
Motion second, thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. New business number 7, Fidelity LLC, plan administration and participant record keeping service fees for 2026 of $6,300 per year, which is a 5% increase from 2025. Look for a motion to approve that. I'll make that motion. Look for a second.
Second.
Motion is second. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. New business number 8, Gabriel Roeder Smith and Company, GRS, for printing and distribution of year-end 2025 individual benefit statements to all active participants at a rate of $1.85 per statement. That's unchanged as well. For motion to approve that.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. New business number 9, review GRS letter dated November 7th, 2025, concerning optional COLA increase for 2026. If approved by the retirement board, this would increase the retiree's monthly pension by 3.3%. The amount required to fund this increase to those members who retired in 2024 and prior years would be $432,791. According to county pension law, this provision must be revisited every 3 years and was last addressed in 2024. So unless we want to take some action, we can take no action on this.
You're not required to vote on it another
New business number 10, ratification of consent regarding a change in control of CS McKee to parent company Azimut US Holdings Incorporated, whereby Azimut will become the indirect owner of 100% of CS McKee's voting and economic interest. The closing is expected to occur on or before February 28, 26, but is certain customary closing conditions. We were notified of this change.
Yes, it's only a matter of transparency that we put it on. It really does not affect the plan in any way. It was discussed and then approved and now being ratified only because they needed to, have some of that indication before it would go for regulatory approval. So we would have held it up had we not reached something that's really a non-issue.
Thank you. So our action today would be to consider whether to ratify our previous consent, right?
Right.
Or a motion to do so.
Ooh.
Thank you. I'll second. Motion second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carries. Questions from the press? Yes.
A headline would be pension is in great shape, right? Then why did we not address the COLA? You don't have to,
Right.
so you
And-
choose not to. So how's that going to look with the pension plan going gangbusters? How do we address this?
It would be an additional cost of $432,000.
I see that.
$91.
I see that.
Which we would add to the ADC of 600.
Yeah, which continues to go up. That does not stop going up. For the reasons that Commissioner Swedenberry mentioned before, that people are living longer. I mean, the load on the plan is getting longer for, people are retiring earlier and
And
people are
living
living
longer.
longer. So, when the county pension law was written, people weren't living, I guess, those weren't the conditions of the day, and it doesn't look like that's gonna change. So I think there's gonna continue to be stress on the plan. $630,000 is a very, very large number for our budget. Adding 432,000 would be, it doesn't fit.
Well, and I'm thinking about this right too. Once you've done that, then that's a legacy cost that's built in. So the actuary is gonna project now future expenses. It's gonna even require a higher ADC
Right.
because your liability is gonna be greater. We understand, I mean, with the pensioners, there is an issue with them because they're collecting it, staying at the current rate and things are getting more expensive, but I would suggest the same thing, it's more prudent for us to make sure that this thing remains solvent as it is.
So you expect next year, when you must vote on it, it's probably not going to be passed either.
I don't wanna speculate on that. But you'd have to have.
But you can see what I'm saying,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking I'm not the only person thinking that way.
Right. Right. We did have to have a tax millage increase this year to help our budget, so,
And we're still projecting a
yeah.
$760,000 hole after the mill increase. We do, I mean, we're also crediting the interest at the highest rate possible for the participants. So along the way, they're earning the maximum that we could possibly give them. We could alternatively take it to 4, and then maybe we'd have a little bit to give them, but which,
That's robbing
Which
Peter
would
to
you do?
pay Paul, it's not.
Yeah. so,
It's always a tough decision, but when we look at the numbers, it becomes a little more easy to make that decision.
So the 432,791, Pat, that's how much more ADC we'd have to put in, or is that how much more out of the pension account would be used?
we would need to write a check for that number to make our ADC whole for that year to meet the projected obligations
Okay,
going forward. But we'd have to write a check immediately if we were gonna elect to give them a 3.3% increase. And it can't be any less. If you're gonna give it, it has to be that number. It can't be
I remember
1%,
that,
it
yeah.
can't be 13, it's gotta be 3.3, yes or no.
I
And,
remember that from last year.
yeah. So,
My pension actually went down this year.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say, but I don't want it to come across, but I mean, I'm gonna be there sooner than later. I hope, but that's the plan, unless, we'll see, but when we look at this is a pension that's available to employees that they'll be able to continue to have for the rest of their lives. And that amount will not change. And so it's a rare thing anymore just to have
To have
that.
the defined
We're
benefit,
seeing
yes.
companies that are bankrupt, the pensions go away and they have nothing for the retirement. So I don't want to, I'm not trying to dismiss the concern and what you're saying, but I also think of it as glass half full. And I think, wow, that's gonna be a great benefit. I anticipate my wife earned the greater money during her working years. As we retire, that'll flip, and my retirement will probably help offset the cost of retirement. So while we'd like to help, I still look at it as, wow, we're still a lot further ahead than other.
That's
other
true.
folks.
Defined benefits are rare anymore.
Sure, so
And they're expensive, that's why they're rare.
they don't, yeah, you will not find that anywhere, in my opinion.
Luckily, I have that.
And it went down.
It went down this year, yeah. Yeah, it's a state pension,
You know, the attorneys, you know.
yeah. So what happened is the medical deduction went up,
Oh,
and so the amount that I get went down.
Right.
minimum.
Interesting.
Basically, that 432,791 would have been another mill increase
Yeah, bottom
for this year.
Is that paid in one lump sum to each retiree?
No,
The increase.
we have to fund the 432, then they'll see a 3% increase going
On
forward.
each.
whatever their benefit was.
Each check.
Currently, yeah.
Now, in number 2, you estimated that
ADC,
$630,000 you estimated for the plan. Is that the figure that's in the budget for that then?
Yes, that's all we have available to us when we prepare the budget. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why they put that together based on all the facts that they know, the number of people in the plan, the total payroll, and those certain factors, they can use that to project out just to give us some idea. So we're accruing some number, because we couldn't wait till May to know the number, because
Historically, has that been an accurate number?
it historically has been very, very,
And
It's been
it
close.
goes up, I mean, it's increasing.
but their estimate is usually
Yeah.
pretty darn close to
Pretty
where it is. Because there's not a whole lot of things change in that small 4-month window,
Okay,
so they're pretty good at what they do.
And they allow us to pay that quarterly payments, because we couldn't cash flow that much.
Well, that's up to us. I mean, we could write a check for 630, we just choose to do it quarterly. Just so you're never behind the 8 ball. So it's budgeted amount, it's expected a cash outlay for us. Just traditionally been done quarterly.
Some of these municipal pension plans that are in some sort of financial dire straits is because they haven't had the resources to put that ADC in, they get further and further behind. And then all of a sudden, that's when your plans become in jeopardy.
They start taking greater risk in the market to try to make it up. And then it really backfires, because they don't have the money and they lost money.
Then they're heading to Atlantic
nobody
City.
predicts the market.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all.
and sort of off the record, this is a tough time of year for the county because we don't have any revenues coming in until our first tax bills go out in March. We might have a few delinquent people paying, but I mean, that's where we get our money is from our real estate taxes. So those bills go out in March, so we don't get, these January, February, and March are lean times out of the county. And we actually send an email every year asking our department heads to hold off on
Submitting.
yeah. So
Don't worry, payroll's fine.
that's our first priority,
Don't
yes.
panic, everyone.
We plan for payroll, definitely. So that's all, Marilyn?
That's all.
Any comments from taxpayers? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved, or motion to adjourn.
Thank you, meeting adjourned. Our next meeting will be Thursday, July 22nd. Oh, I know, and I will be here.
Like, oh, it's so